it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to show you something that I've been looking forward to and eagerly anticipating. It's the new eyeshadow palette from Sydney Grace. This is the Enduring Love palette. That's what I'm going to be using for today's eyeshadow look. But let me first of all say thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, would you please? I fell in love with Sydney Grace shadows last summer when one of my favorite YouTubers, Mel Thompson, I'll make sure and link her information in the down bar below, just really talked about how remarkable, how incredible, how great the formula was, the colors, the longevity. And then I remember reading Temptalia talking about how if she had to choose one palette to use, and only one, she would choose a Sydney Grace palette. And I was like, that speaks volumes to people who are in makeup up to their elbows and have tried a lot and have already decided that this is one of their favorite formulas. So I bought some last summer during their Christmas and July sale, which was an amazing sale. And I got some freebie bundles, and those have been my favorite eyeshadows of the year. Price and quality combined, I feel like it blows it out of the water. And I reach for my Sydney Grace shadows more than I do for like Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath. I do have some of those more expensive palettes, but they just don't really call to me the way the formula does for Sydney Grace. All right, so this new palette I think is remarkable in the fact that they didn't create just one, they created two. It's upside down. Maybe I'll show it to you this way. It's the mirror I don't want to have like catching and reflecting back at you. But if you see some of these lighter shades in here, like all of these guys here, there are some other shades. I think even this shade here, they have a second palette that's made for people with deeper skin tones. And those shades are not, they are similar, but they are of an appropriate deeper shade so that they don't look ashy, so that there is a good transition for people who aren't the same skin tone as I am. And I love that so much. And I can't think of any other company, and I could be wrong here. If I am, let me know in the comments down below. But people who have released one palette with two shade ranges. Normally I see one palette, like a face palette with two shade ranges, like Too Faced has done that, Charlotte Tilbury has done that. A lot of people have done it where they come out and here's a face palette. We have the light to medium and then the deep and tan. And I was like, you know, that's smart, but I've never seen anyone do it with eyeshadow. And that's what this palette is. So I am so excited to use this. The other thing that's really cool about this is that the names in here are names of lovers throughout history as well as literature. You have Darcy and Elizabeth, you have Romeo and Juliet, you have John and Abigail, Albert and Victoria, Boaz and Ruth and Robert and Deanna. And then just words, devotion, passion, and cherish. I just think it's fantastic. So I'm gonna grab a brush and I am just gonna start laying down some product. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start in Cherish right here, and I'm gonna use that. I don't know how deep it is, but I'm gonna maybe go through and start with this in my crease. One thing I decided to do for 2020, another one of my favorite YouTubers, her name is Andrea Maltiliano, I will link her channel down below as well. She decided in 2019, because she felt overwhelmed in 2018, instead of buying every single thing that she was interested in right when it launched, to choose one palette a month. And I thought, you know, I could take a page out of that book. That's smart. So this is my palette for the month of January. And I've also told myself that I don't want to feel like I have to get a palette, but I'm only giving myself permission to get one a month. Already just this shade. Oh, I love it. I like that these tones in here lean just a little bit cool. Not that there isn't any warmth, but I feel like it's more of a cool eyeshadow palette, and I like that. I'm going to go into this shade here. This is Juliet. It's another matte, and I'm going to use that kind of like on the rest of my lid. This is more of a kind of pale pinky tone, and the other one was a nice cool taupey tone. I'm trying to decide what shade to go into next. I think I'm going to go into this one right here. This one is Darcy. I'm trying to get a little bit more depth out here. This is so beautiful. So far I've only used the mattes, but I particularly love the way that the mattes blend in the Sydney Grace formula. I think it's really super easy. And for someone who, I love makeup, eyeshadow is something, I have more of a deep and abiding love for lipstick, so me and lipstick get along really well. I'm starting to do better with eyeshadow, but I'm still not like a pro blender. That's not something I've spent my time figuring out how to do. I do know how to put on a bold lipstick without a mirror. That is a skill I have. So I'm gonna use, this is the new brush that just came in my 2020 Beautylish Lucky bag. This is a Sonia G Crease 1. I'm really curious about this shade here. This one is Elizabeth. And we're gonna just put it in a very carefully targeted area. I did get just a hair of fallout. I think that was me picking up more on the brush than I needed, but when that happens, I just use a clean brush and brush it away. And it was minimal fallout. I'm gonna take some of Cherish on this Crease 1 brush and just roll it right on the underside of my lower lashes. I'm gonna use the shade Romeo right here, and I'm gonna put that in my inner corner. Ooh, that's very bright. I'll knock the extra off my brush and then just kind of buff this in a little bit here so it's not quite so stark. I think what I want to do is take this kind of aubergine shade here called Abigail on a very small, kind of dense little tiny brush and kind of get this right down here on my lower lash line, and then I'll blend it in. One of the things I really want to use is I want to use this center shade right here called Devotion across a portion of the lid. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful and miraculous. Oh my giddy aunt. It's makeup moments like this that just make me so happy and giddy. Oh, it feels so creamy too on the finger. You know what's funny is I'm so used to using my finger and I forget that Sydney Grace metallic shadows or their pressed pigments pick up so beautifully and lay down the color you see in the pan with a brush. So I guess I've gotten into the habit of doing that with so many other brands of shadows. I forget how good these are. One of the things I did last year was I picked up a vault of Colourpop eyeliners or cream gel liners because I wanted to use some colors that I didn't already have. I stick to a lot of browns or coppers and blacks, and I thought it was time to get outside of my comfort zone. Ooh, I see that my eyes are outside of their comfort zone too. That's a little bit better. I thought I would try some different shades. This is the one I'm really interested in. This is the shade here, Joyride, and it's a really pretty kind of, not quite deep red, but I thought it might be fun to add a little bit of this here to the lash line. I'm a little disappointed. This pencil feels a lot drier than a lot of the other cream gel liners that I have from Colourpop. I don't know if it's just that shade or whether it's maybe been around for a while and they put it in the vault because nobody was buying it. I don't know. But a lot of the other ones that I usually get, like the deep ones like the Brouhaha or Overboard, or just their straight up black Swerve, and I feel like those are always really creamy and really, really nice in the waterline. And I didn't like the way this one felt like a little draggy. So I'm going to use this other one here. This is in the shade Charmer, and I'm going to use that in my upper waterline. Oh yeah, see, this is just gliding right along. This is what I'm used to. So this is the finished look. I really love the way these blend. If they're anything at all like the rest of the Sydney Grace shadows, they're going to be beautiful. They're going to last forever on your eyes, and you're not going to lose some of the intensity from like the shimmer colors. You're not going to have mattes creasing. I don't ever have any problems with these eyeshadows, and today I'm only using concealer as a primer on my eye just to kind of blank out my eyelid canvas to make sure, set it with a little bit of setting powder, and that's what I started out as a base. So I feel like the colors show up beautifully. I think you also get a lot of product in here. The one thing I wish is I wish it said on the back anything more than just Sydney Grace. The little card that comes with it, it doesn't say here anything more than the ingredient list for the Lite palette. And I wish it told you how many ounces. I'm sure it's on their website. Let me look it up for you. You get a total of 30 grams in this palette. Each one of these eyeshadow pans has 2 grams of product in it, and there's 15 shadows. I think that's a really good deal for $52. The other thing is I will tell you is I did use, I think it was Mel Thompson's coupon code where I got 15% off. So I paid, I think, $47 for this. It was actually very reasonably priced. Now, I think if you're thinking about quality, you're getting some exceptional quality. And if you think about, I'm just gonna grab a few other palettes and we'll talk price per gram. I did a little bit of math. You're getting 0.7 grams per pan in each one of these from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I must have 4 or 5 of these style palettes. There's 14 shades and each one is 0.7 ounces, which means you get a grand total of 9.8 grams in this. So the Tati Beauty is a little bit different. Each one from here down, each one of these pans here is 1 gram per pan, and these are 0.6 grams per pan. If you're looking at the Natasha Denona, you have 28 pans and each one is 1.3 grams. So you get a little bit more per pan here, but you're also paying premium dollars. I think this is $129 for the Metropolis palette. The only one that came close in grams, total grams per palette, is this. And this is Colourpop's Bare Necessity. They're giving you, each pan, you have 30 shades and each pan has a gram in it. So you're getting, this is $52 for 30 grams. This is $33 for 30 grams. When you start thinking about the price per gram, I think Colourpop is the only one that comes close. But if we're talking which one of these formulas I prefer, this one. And I'll tell you, and I've said this before, I am starting to prefer having fewer total number of shadows. I know I have quite a few here that have, you know, more than your average number of shadows. This one's got 30. We've got, I think 24, 28 in the Natasha Denona, and it's a lot. But I feel much more comfortable and like I can get a more manageable look without trying to use every single pan in the palette when I'm limited. So 15 is great, and you can get multiple looks out of this. Should we do a little swatch? Maybe we should do a little swatch. I'm going to take off my emergency alert bracelet and we're going to stick our fingers in some shadows. So here are your swatches. Oh, they got a little wonky. But these top 5 right here are row 1. This all the way down through this kind of turquoise tealy shade is row 2. And this right here is row 5. I think this is a really great palette. And again, that palette for people with light and fair skin tones and one for medium and deep. So smart, and I've never seen it done for eyeshadow before. I feel like I got all of the boxes ticked for this. It has beautiful packaging. It's got a great mirror. You've got a great selection of colors, not too many, not too few. And then on top of that, the formula is fantastic, and the amount of product you get in here is truly remarkable for the price. So there you go. Basically a love fest for Sydney Grace. Yes, yes, I'm totally in love. Let me show you really quick before I let you go. I did pick up 3 more singles. I try and buy fewer singles. Now I have a ton of singles and I don't use them nearly enough. But the new singles I got are these 3 right here. This one, and this one. This is what they look like. They're so pretty. I think the metallics from this brand are just above and beyond. So I still have my 9-pan Raspberry Kiss and my 9-pan Mountain Trail bundle, and then some others. I think that the formula of these are well worth the price. And if you can get like one of their palettes, like the Autumn's Rain or the Enduring Love, I think this is going to be, they're taking pre-orders now because they're back ordered. They weren't expecting to sell out. And I'm so glad they sold out. Good for them. But I really think that if you want to get your name on the list, it's definitely worth it. I'd love to know if you have any experience with Sydney Grace products, if there's a specific shade that you like, if there is a specific single, if there is a product in the rest of their makeup line, because they're starting to release other types of products. They have lip products, highlighters, powders, other things. Let me know what else I should check out from this brand, or if there is a different indie brand that you know and love and use all the time. Definitely let me know what it is, again, with recommendations of specific things I should try. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for being subscribed. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.